She's back! Tammy L'Orange, or as we like to call her, America's least favorite poor man's Ann Coulter, is back, and this time she's getting paid to attack one of the country's most honorable men. On one hand, it's good to see the aspiring welfare queen get out of the unemployed line after having been disgracefully fired by Glenn Beck when she accidentally admitted she just says provocative things for money, even though she doesn't mean them. On the other hand, she's back to doing what she does best, lying to people for money.
What does the Washington establishment's independent investigation look like? FBI Director Tomi leaks information to the press, hoping to start an investigation. The ploy works, and his good friend and former boss, Mueller, is chosen to direct it.
But Tanya is among friends now. She has surrounded herself with a whole host of political sex workers. Great America Alliance PAC, which funded the video, is co-chaired by both Newt Gingrich and Rudy Giuliani, two of the most dishonest, disreputable people in politics willing to do anything for some money, which really does a disservice to sex workers generally. These dishonest miscreants found a very ready and willing TV personality in Tanya since she recently had some free time on her hands, and this is what they're doing. They take money from rich people, wealthy corporations, or even foreign interests, but they won't tell us who because they're listed as a 501c4 organization, and thusly they don't have to report to the American people who's paying for the slop. They take their blood money, create a bunch of ads with insinuating bullshit to sow doubt in the minds of Americans as to the validity of truth of the team that is investigating Donald Trump. Ultimately, they're pushing their propaganda and hoping that Trump voters won't bail on him for being a treasonous, filthy, rotten, disgusting person who lied to them at every turn. Their entire mission in life is to promote the Trump agenda. Gingrich said it very simply, quote, "My interest is in communicating the things that he wants to get done." And that should scare anyone who sees what Trump, quote, wants to get done. But they have a right to be worried. As I reported on last week, Americans believe former FBI Director Comey's testimony by a 2-to-1 margin over President Trump. But Toasty isn't only going after Comey, he's going after former FBI Director Mueller and the crack legal team that he's put together. They're trying to find a way to give cover, any kind of cover, so that if our president of the Electoral College of the United States wants to fire Mueller, he'll be able to do so without losing his base and finding himself in prison after he's impeached for being guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors, of course. In short, they're trying to create a plausible scenario where Trump doesn't look like he's obstructing justice for a second time if he decides to go the nuclear route by firing former FBI Director Mueller. So they want to make this partisan.
These are bad people.
Bad people?
Bad people. I mean, these are people who are going to be after Trump.
Well, here's my message to Trump voters. Not everything has to be a partisan battle. You do a tremendous disservice to yourselves and your country every time you pick your own party interests over that of your country. It's incredibly dangerous to view everything through a political prism. Independent criminal investigations, the FBI, our military, our civil servants who focus on just doing their jobs should not be viewed through a political prism if they aren't inherently political people. Bob Mueller isn't a political person. He served honorably for this country in his time as FBI director. He was appointed by Republican President George W. Bush. He helped lead one of our country's most honorable departments, the FBI, to protect our country after 9/11 and all the turmoil and change we experienced after that shocking event. While Tina was still a child, Robert Mueller was protecting our country from foreign threats. And you will show him the proper respect he deserves. He fought for our country as an honorable civil servant, and he's been called back from retirement by Trump's Department of Justice, mind you, to investigate what's happening. And the truth is leading Mueller down a criminal investigation of President Trump, if reports are to be believed. And now he's protecting them from our most serious domestic threat since the Civil War. Make no mistake about it. He's assembled the who's who of investigators, a group of honorable men and women who put country before party, and just like Mueller did at the FBI, they're going to get their man too. The liars who are getting paid millions to promote Trump's lies would do well to stop putting their party before country for a few bucks as well. My name is Daniel Goldman with Content.News, where we are always free to share the truth.